And then in addition, there's some minor work we need to do, which is repainting and possibly with the retiling in the changing rooms, hand drying facilities in all toilets. Got to paint yellow lines in front of seated areas. Signage needs, exit signs this way, various signage. The away dressing room needs a treatment table, but minor things. And our intention really is to try and mobilise everybody here that's prepared to get involved to come down over a number of Sundays, and really we'd like to start next Sunday.
Yeah, I think what we need, I mean, it wouldn't be a Wealdstone meeting if we weren't making an appeal. But what we're appealing for is two things on this occasion. We're appealing for skills as much as we will be in a minute appealing for money as well. And so certainly people who feel that they have the skills, maybe it's building type skills, carpentry, electrical, painting, decorating, those sort of skills that can play a real role, gardening type skills. In the first instance, they're the people that we really need if they're prepared to give time or provide materials at cost or whatever it is. People that feel they can make a contribution. That's what we would like. I mean, we're going to do this. We're going to have to spend some money. We know that, but the better we can do it together, the less it's going to cost the club. So that's the first thing. I'm hoping this Thursday in the Harrow Observer you'll see the launch of a campaign which we met with the Harrow Observer the other day, and there'll be a big campaign around bringing, around raising the money that we need to do the things that we want. And raising the money is not just for the facilities here, it's to ensure in the short term that we can have a team at least at the level that we've got this year, maybe even better for next year. And we're going to set a target to raise £60,000 over the next 6 months. And that seems a lot, it's probably more than we've ever done before in such a short space of time. But actually, with 2 or 3 of the things already planned, it's achievable, it's definitely achievable. And what we need this time in terms of raising money is people to come forward and take responsibility to say, I'm going to organise this event, I'm going to do such and such a thing, and I'm going to make sure we raise this amount of money. We've got some examples of that. Paul's going to talk about a dinner that he's organising, which is going to be a big fundraiser for us in a second. And really anybody here can get involved in that, whether it's through events, raffles, race nights, whatever. There's any way, people can do that, and we just want a bit of coordination, but anybody can come forward and help us do that. Paul, do you just want to say
a few words? It's going to sound a bit of an odd fundraiser. As most of you are aware, I actually live in Northampton. And one of the greatest difficulties I've always had as a director of the football club is I've got a lot of business connections in Northampton, but not here. So prior to the opportunity coming about for today, so about 3 or 4 months ago, in conjunction with Dave Albert, you've got a dinner coming on in May that the club's well aware of to do with the 50th anniversary of the supporters club, and that's with Stuart Pearce as guest that evening. There is now to be the biggest do in the club's history. Now, ironically, that's going to take place in my hometown, Northampton. So primarily, I'm looking to get 400 people for a dinner. Again, Stuart is the guest speaker, so it's not impinging on what the football club here is doing for the supporters club. If nobody comes from here to my do in Northampton, I'll be disappointed, but I'm not dependent on you coming. And the idea is to get 400 people and to raise as much as £15,000 to £20,000. And I actually want to go on record now, I don't know what my fellow directors are going to say about it, but I think Howard will be okay, is that all that money will be going to ground improvement for this facility here. The date is Friday, April the 11th. It's a 5-course dinner. It's not cheap. It's, as I say, it's aimed at a business community where I come from, but it is for the benefit of our football club. It will also benefit a local charity, the Northampton Autism Society, because I do think I'm going to be right up against it trying to convince people to pay £49 a ticket, and all the proceeds go to football clubs that actually emanate from London. But so far, tentatively this week, I've got 110 people already booked. They're not people from here, and they don't seem to have any qualms about it. They just want to have a good night out, and so Laurie and I are organising that, and we're going to need more dues. I've got a golf do that I'm arranging in Northampton with Don Cross. And again, that's because I know a lot of business community in Northampton. But someone wants to be organising for golf to do down here, who could put together local businesses. So, as of the next home game, I'll give you a lot more information about the do in Northampton. I'd love you to come. I really would love you to come. It's going to be a cracking night. But that's all I have to say on the matter. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Paul. Just a couple of other things I wanted to say that people might be interested in. The Ryman League are aware of what we're doing and are supportive. You've heard what needs to be done on the ground. They are supportive. The Middlesex FA are aware of what we're doing and are very supportive. I'll just say something about the Middlesex FA. I know there might be a question or two about it. I know there's been some rumours. Middlesex FA have been looking for a permanent home for a long time. They see there's an opportunity to do something with us here, subject to whether or not we can get hold of the freehold of this site. That's a long way off. That may or may not happen. It's not an immediate thing that's going to happen. We don't know whether that will happen in the future. But the Middlesex FA are very supportive of what we're doing. Hillingdon Council, this is in Hillingdon, Hillingdon Council are very supportive of what's going on. One or two people have asked questions about, when the lease ends, will they just build houses here? Hillingdon Council are absolutely clear that this is a site for sport and recreational use. They don't want to see houses or other developments on the site. They want this to be for sport and recreation, and it's fair to say that Hillingdon have invested much more money proactively than Harrow have done in terms of sport facilities. I think there's a swimming complex which is one of the highest standards in the locality, and Hillingdon are very keen that this site is for the community and for sport and recreation. So we are talking to the people who need to be talked to, and everyone is supportive that this site is developed and is retained for sport and recreation.
Okay, going back to ground improvements, the next 4 Sundays, and it may be the next 5 Sundays, initially the next 4 Sundays, we'd like to see working parties down here. 10:30 I think is a good start time. I know we've got a couple of people with carpentry skills here. Perhaps they could talk to me how later on. It'd be nice if they could oversee a few people doing the carpentry work. We've got people with gardening skills. Perhaps again they could talk to us and they could be overseeing that part of the project. And we need to talk to people who've got building skills with regards to the dugouts and the cover as well. But what I suggest, you guys and girls obviously are devoted enough to the club to want to come this morning. I sincerely hope over the next 4 Sundays, come, even if you only come a couple of the Sundays, brilliant. Please think about just bringing stuff with you. You saw the amount of grass out there. Please bring shears, bring forks, bring spades. If you can get a wheelbarrow in your car, bring that, because we can get the weeds up, the grass cut, and bring lawnmowers if you've got one, and we can dump it outside the ground where ultimately probably a skip will come in once we've got a huge pile of stuff. And equally the same things, if someone wants to come and do some tiling, they need to have another look in the dressing rooms for me please, and see where it needs. I'd like that person to be proactive, get the tiles, get the grout, come and do it. Even just 2 of them taken on board. There's so many little things. Many hands make light work, as you all know, and we have to make it work. We've got a deadline to work to get the grading, and this, I already think this is a nice ground. It could be a lot nicer.
Just in case there's anyone thinking we're complacent by relying on other people, we will get this done, and if we have to bring outside people in to do it and pay full rates, we will do that. We hope that we can do it collectively, but that we'll have to see what happens.
Now the second bit of our plea for help. So there's a plea for help there for the groundworks, and the other plea for help is just we had a small meeting 2 or 3 weeks ago where I bounced a few ideas around. We do need people to really give their time to this club in various ways. Because, I know it's very easy to say, I'm too busy, I can't fit it in. Well, I'm very busy, I can't fit it in. So's Howard, so's Dominic, so's Quentin, so's Paul, so's Fingers. We're all busy, but we love this club, so we try and make the time. And I'm just going to say, I need people to go away, think about it, maybe pair up with 2 or 3 of you, work on little projects together. But we need fundraising assistance and we need organisational help. We need it now and we'll need it next season. just bouncing a few things. If 3 or 4 people would like to organise a quiz night, we can book it in down here. We can advertise it in our home programme, advertise it in the club here. Quiz night, not only does it make money for the football club by ticket sales behind the bar as well, which is very important. Similarly, a race night. If 2 or 3 people would like to get together to organise a race night, great. Crowd promotions. You know, if we can get more people to the turnstile just between now and the end of the season, it helps Wealdstone. Crowd promotions. If 2 or 3 people would like to get together, you know, share the project, write to all the local Cub Scout troops, local schools, sending them tickets, which will be half price admission. You know, whatever your idea is, we'll probably say, good idea, do it. But we need people to do it. Match sponsorship, we're looking for. If a couple of people felt motivated to spend a few hours making phone calls from the Yellow Pages businesses, you know, you make 30 phone calls, you might get 1 person that will come and sponsor a match or take an advert out in the paper. Team draws, another thing, very successful thanks to Nick DeGard. But if a couple of people suddenly thought they could work with Nick for a couple of months and try and get another 50 members in, you know, by distributing leaflets at home games, by mail shots, that would be great. Bonus sponsorship. We pay bonuses to our players when they score goals, win matches. In the past, we've had people putting their hands in their pocket covering that. If a couple of people think that they could walk around the ground and try and generate some income that way, we'd love them to do that. Administratively, if anyone fancy coming on board as assistant club secretary, we can find a position for you. Doesn't mean you necessarily have to get steaming right in. Fingers is still secretary. But if anyone wanted to help him out, we can find a role there for you. We've always banged on about kit washing. Continues to be a problem. If 2 or 3 people would like to come aboard and say, look, we'll share that between us, please. Otherwise, we're going to have to start paying £30 a kit wash to get it done professionally. Sandwiches for reserve team games. You know, someone could volunteer, even doing it 2 or 3 times between now and the end of the season, say, I will make the sandwiches for the reserve team games. That would save us 20 or 30 quid. Schools. We need to do more work with schools. 2 or 3 people would like to get together again, write to the schools, inviting them down to the penalty shootout competition at half-time at Northwood, and doing the same for next season. It's all letters, time, and a bit of effort. Sponsors Day. Dave Feeney organised that season before last. We can have a Sponsors Day where we write to all our current sponsors and advertisers and invite them down and see if there's scope to do more business with them. So it goes on. Memorabilia. 2 or 3 people would like to write to all the Premiership clubs asking for signed footballs and signed shirts. You might get 2 or 3 clubs respond. Then we can auction them on eBay. Other good things we can talk about later. Next season, going forward, we've got a T-bar to run, car parking to steward, ground to steward, safety officer. Right, enough of me. I think we should now go straight to questions and answers, and we'll see what we can achieve, everybody. But please talk to the board directors about any way you can help us.
I think the only way it will work with questions so many people is if people stick their hands up, and then we'll try and...
Great.
Yeah. Do they not have kit washing facilities here?
No.
Right, okay.
Not yet.
So we need
industrial size washing machine.
Yeah.
So really, Harrow Council have never helped us at all, have they?
Is that rhetorical?
No, they've never helped us at all. All this, what they said years ago, they're going to do their utmost to help us. What have they actually done?
We
Nothing.
need to look and think.
Yes, I think we can. There's a way.
Okay.
No, aren't there?
No, we're not saying they haven't been helpful.
Nah.
Tony.